Okay, let's see how long I can make this one. I actually got a topic today. When going for loans, be careful what you pick. My spouse just went through people that charged him $1 first and then sent his credit report to people businesses he didn't know nothing about. And that's why every one of them are turned down a loan again. I'm not sure about that part, but So you need to be aware about what you're doing when you're getting a loan from, places like the Bear and Dave, and because we actually got one from Dave, and what made us stop, and we paid the bill and then turned around and they added on another $300 or something, I think it was, and expected us to pay for it even though we didn't use the card anymore. So that's why his credit report is so low. This is getting ridiculous when you gotta pay $39.95 for people to help you find a place where you can get a loan. No. So now he's got to get a new card. That'll take a week. And the other one's been turned off. Not like he only had $1.27 in that card. And he shouldn't have to keep doing this. Once you decline it, that means you decline that payment, stop the payment, and stop that person from getting the payment. And he didn't do anything. He was filling out an application online for a loan for, I can't remember which one it was. And then all of a sudden, the first thing that popped up with this dollar from a place called finfay.us. So beware of them, because they will argue the point with you, which he just got off the phone with them over that argument. And you got to be careful these days, because you put your stuff out there online, and the people that want to take your money will get a hold of your thing. There's several services you can get online that can stop that, by the way. I just can't afford to pay for that. Or I would. What we're probably going to have to go do is he's probably going to have to close one account and start a new one if this doesn't work. Because we told some people on the phone, take him off, don't be taking his money anymore. He won't authorize it. And Chase is pretty good, I think, about warning you, because they know he pays storage, he pays phones, he pays errands, because not this couch, but our kid's couch he's paying for. And that's the power to be. They know what bills he pays and that he puts on Uber, which is something we're going to do. He pays Team U when he orders, when we can afford to order. We don't do it all the time. Right now, we want to save money so we can get our granddaughter a guitar, because at 2 years old, this child is asking for a guitar. She's going to have to learn to play it. Guitar lessons probably online. My brother actually learned to play the guitar by himself. I'm sure he had books that he used, but I don't remember it because he's been playing cards. He's been playing guitar ever since I can remember. So it's not easy, but you got to learn your chords. It depends on how many strings. And I think Brioni should get her a 6-string. 12-string would be too confusing for a 2-year-old. 6-string is going to be just as bad, but hey, at least, we're trying. And every time she sees a music store and it's got a guitar on it, on the label, like this one down in downtown, she starts saying, guitar, guitar. Get me a guitar, please. I mean, this child is learning how to talk. Legally split now, which is a good thing. It's good she's learning how to talk. That way she can communicate better. She recognizes her grandfather. She recognizes me. She says grandma, and she started calling him Peepaw. Now, when my son was little, he called my dad Poppy. But she calls him Peepaw. So it's okay however she wants to, she can change what she calls me, just not my first name. Now, my daughter-in-law always called her grandmother, by her first name, and I don't think that is respectful to do that. That's the way they dealt with it. That's fine, But to me, that would be disrespectful to call. Anyway, these loans, be careful of them. That's all I got to say about that one. They're out there wanting you to get money. Dave, on the other hand, was pretty good, except towards the end when they did that. And I don't remember wanting to get another loan through them. We had just paid off one loan, and all of a sudden they expect us to pay some more. But as for, they don't do whatever this FinPay.us did. They're saying they're a service that finds people you can get loans from, but they take $39 from you, or $40. You might as well say $40. It's like 5 cents away from $40. So technically, they were trying to get $40.95. They already got $1, and that should have been the end of that. Especially when everyone that I guess they recommended, because every one of them turned him down. So if he wants to go do the loan again, he needs to find somebody that don't do that. But he's got to get his credit back up. And they're supposed to help. I mean, these loans are supposed to help you do your credit. And he's paid every one of them back. It's just Dave decided to give us a loan without our permission. Which, I don't know how that happened, believe me. But the thing is, you got to be careful. And like I said, there's several services online that you can use that will protect you from people like that before they do that. Luckily, Chase saw it and stopped it. Well, they gave him a choice to say either he recognizes a charge or he doesn't, and he said no. So that's why he's got to get a new card, though. Because that won't stop them. Even though they said they'll take him, remove him. We don't know if they're actually going to do that because he hasn't gotten an email from him yet saying that, it was off. But, in case you're wondering what this is, this happens to my skin every now and then. My skin is dry and I got to keep it, Happens when you get old. Some people got good skin, some people don't. And I'm one of the ones that don't. So this is what happens. It'll go away and come back. I've had one like this here come and go several times. So, I'm used to it. And just get cover up and cover it up. Blank. But, we just have to wait and see what life gives us, right? we'll be moving out of here soon. He's having second thoughts because he's worried about we're not going to have enough money. We're not going to have money for this. We're going to be fine. And we get the bills paid. We have enough food in the thing. And we can live off, food stamps. Of course, Texas only gives us 200 and something each, but we can make that stretch, I mean, this state won't allow you to buy sodas or nothing, so he has to pull that out of his own cash. But we'll be able to handle it. We'll be paying, if it works out the way I think it's going to work out, after we put in the 2,400, whatever, and that's like 1,200 between us, which I got that on my card alone. So I'll do that. He won't have to worry about it. The rest we'll have to put his card in to pay for whatever we decide. We're probably going to keep the bed, mattress, because mattresses are expensive. We'll probably send in the couch back because we got the couch over there, and that couch is so badly damaged. We got to deal with it. They've got cats. Now they have 2 cats over there. So back to the loan thing. Just be careful when you go to fill these out because you don't know. They see you got good credit and they'll take it right out of your bank account. Whether they, they'll put you, your bank account under, they couldn't get any money out of this bank account because there's only $1.27 on there. Because we pay our bills and make sure we, keep ourselves afloat. With what him and I get together, we'll be able to come up with the 1,200 to move in. That ain't no problem. But he's going to have to understand we have to be strict to ourselves. But other than that, the loan thing, like I said, and that's why I'm talking about it, because they tried to pull $39.95 out of his bank account, and that ain't going to happen. No. So we'll see what goes on with that. I'll update you on that, how that happened, if that worked out the way it was supposed to. And then once we move over there, I'll give you the tour of our part of the building. It's this townhouse, so there's upstairs. They'll be mainly upstairs, when they're not working. Or, she'll come down, cook, and stuff like that. But, so beware of the loans, like I said. Dave is a good one to actually start out with. They're pretty friendly when you start out. It's just, I don't know what happened to how that happened, because I know I didn't push the button, and he doesn't go online because he can't read or write. So I don't know what happened with that. But be aware that there are some that, like many YouTubers that I've actually am prescribed to, like I think we're good. In his thing, he calls himself Venture, and I don't remember his whole username, but he's warned several times, and he's showed where you can get the excuse me, where you can get the what apps will work to take care of the problem so nobody steals your information. That is. Oh, it's Visual Venture. He does lists if you want to know, and they're like lists like, disturbing pages. Oh, that's weird. Bus coming down this way. They must have detoured over there. He's basically, he does lists to like things like disturbing YouTube channels. You know, he's done several of them. So, like I said, beware the loans, and I'll keep you updated on both. What happened with the loan problem we had, which is the people selling our stuff to other people, and I'll update the move as well. I'll do what I can. I just won't be able to do it every day if she stays home from work, and she has a thing downstairs. I might have to do it in the bedroom or something. Because she doesn't like being on camera, so I'm not going to force her to be on camera. And she doesn't want the granddaughter on camera that much either. So I stopped filming, her. I'll take pictures and post them on my Facebook and stuff like that, but that's about it. Anyway, so everybody have a good day. I hope where you're at, it's nice and pretty and not too hot. If you're in a place that's over 100 degrees, stay cool. Drink a lot of water. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Subscribe's down there somewhere. I don't know where because I can't see where they put it. But you can subscribe and get notifications by tipping the bell. So know that you don't have to pay for anything, and I don't have a merchandise either. Nor do I have money to put merchandise out like that. Mine would be cute, But anyway, have a good day. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe.